DRE artist, good afternoon, good day to you. I'm certain that you have been involved with your studies in mathematics and language arts and so forth. However, now we are in art class and it's nice to have you. As you see, I'm in the midst of my portraiture of the subject. I have already drawn the facial features on the right hand side of his face, and today for demonstration purposes I will be drawing the features on the other side of the face. Be aware that the subject wears glasses, so of course I'm going to be initially drawing in his eye and some of the other facial features, including the nose and the mouth. And then once I finish the eye, as I have done on this side, I'll draw the glasses right over the top of the eye as I've done before. I've mentioned that to you in a previous video. Now today, since we're going to be drawing the facial features, we're going to need to come in nice and close here. So I'm just going to slide the camera a lot closer so you can see just what I'm doing. I'll be slightly out of frame here, but that's okay. You'll be able to see me just the same. So keep an eye on how I do this, and you can follow along. You can pause this video as much as you want, and I think you'll be just fine if you follow the way that I do it. So let's get started. As I mentioned, I'll be drawing the eye on the right hand side, and I'm going to do this very quickly because I know that you're watching this video and maybe you have some other works to do, but if you can, just take a little bit of time. If your parents are sitting in front of you, as is my subject, so take your time and work on the eyes and the nose. These are the special parts of the portrait, so they are going to really be paying attention to these parts. So you might want to just slow down, take your time. If you make a mistake, remember there's always an eraser around. You can use that and modify your work the way that you wish. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to start with this eye on the right hand side, and as you can see, I have it lightly sketched in already, and I like to draw the top of the eye first, some of the eye lashes as I'm doing in here, and the bottom feature. This goes down just like this. Some people think that the left eye and the right eye match. To some extent they do. They're not exactly identical, but they do. Before I finish that, I'm just going to sketch and etch in my subject's eyelashes that look like this. Okay. Remember, the frame of his glasses is going to go right over the top of this, so you want to make sure you get it right the best you can. I smudged a little bit here, and that's okay. I have an eraser, and we can move forward. Okay, now watch this, because everybody likes when I draw this part. So this is, of course, the pupil of the eye. It shows a lot of character of the model. I make sure I have the eye done just right. Watch the corner of the eye here, because it has a little, what is called a tear duct right in here. And then what you want to do is draw the iris of the eye. That's the round part that I already have sketched in here. Okay, like this. It pretty much matches the size of the other one. That's good. And then the pupil of the eye, which goes right in here. Let's see if perhaps we can do one thing and maybe get the camera a little bit closer so that you can see a little bit better. Okay, I think you should have a pretty good view of what I'm doing now. I know that my hand goes in the way, so like if my hand's in the way, then I take it down, you'll be able to see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So you draw in the iris of the eye, just like I'm doing here. Notice on this side, the reflection is on the right hand, this side of the pupil, so I have to make the reflection on the same side. There's a reflection of the light in the eye, and then I draw the surface of the eye in here, just like this. Seems to work just fine so far. This is where the details of the eyes really come in. You gotta watch these really closely. You see I'm smudging down here because there's a little smudge on my hand, but that's okay. I can erase that in a moment. Okay, and let's have the eye drawn in here. And now remember, there's this part over the top of the eye here that really looks like this. You need to get this in on your model too, your subject I should say. I use those two words, model and subject, you know, sometimes one, sometimes the other. And for purposes of this video, you know, just to keep it a little bit in a good time frame, what I'm going to do is just erase a little bit here so you can see how easy the smudging goes away. Okay. That's fine. Okay, and then I have what's known actually as a smudging tool that I can use. You can use roll up a piece of cardboard or paper and use this to draw in some. Oh, second and third graders don't have to do this. Fourth and fifth graders you do. You're going to need to draw in all these light and shadows in here, as well as your subject's features. Okay, so few more touches on the eyes here, and then I'll move down to the nose, and then we'll do a little bit of the mouth, and we'll wrap it up for the day. Remember, there have been no requests for submissions thus far. If you have handed in your work and you have said that you're done, well, you have to follow these videos to be done. So not quite done yet, because there's more to do. Okay, now of course, like I worked on this other side, when, you know, between this video and the last video, I will be working on this a little bit more, so I'll finish up the eye. So let me just show you the mouth. Let me see if I can bring the camera down a little bit more. This should work. It's taking me just a moment to adjust the camera. There, now you can see it. So, this side of the nose. This side of the nose, excuse me, looks like this. There's a little shadow here on the model. I notice as he sits there. I know you can't see the subject today, but that's okay. I've seen him before. I'm drawing this side of the nose. Now let's go down to the mouth. And I'm going to use my smudging tool on the mouth. This is the smudging tool. This side of his face is a little bit more in shadow. So if you notice on my smudger, one side is deeply smudged and the other side is just lightly smudged. So because this is darker, I use the light side, and this is lighter, I'll use the lighter side. And I'll just smudge in his lips a little bit here. Just a little bit, and we'll be almost finished for today. And then we'll work on the last part in the next video. As I mentioned, you should not have by this time submitted anything, because you have to follow all these set of videos first. So you may want to reconsider doing it and getting your, the best possible grade. I would like you to get the best possible grade here. So let's do that. Okay, now let me see if I can. It'll take another minute or so here to do this. I'm not certain I can, but yeah, I think I can. Excuse me if I'm getting in the way. Okay, I'm going to draw the outline of the glasses on the model here, subject model. So just to give you guys an idea of how I do this, okay? So the glasses go like this. See, I'm taking my time here. I'm not in any rush. Glasses go over, and then they go up to here. You see how I drew in the eye, and then I just draw the glasses like right over the top. So, and then of course the glasses have the same thickness of the frame, so I draw in the same thickness. Frame on the other side. I know there's some really good, by the way, artists in this class, and I'm really looking forward to a really nice, some really nice portraits when we're done. Okay, so I'll work on the eye. You see how this eye is a little deeper in color here? Have to get that in. I'll work on the mouth a little bit more, the nose a little bit more, and I'll put some shading in there and everything. So I think, for today, that should be pretty good. There'll be one more step. Yeah, you hear some noise because that's just me moving the camera back. So there'll be one more step. Keep an eye on it. Remember, I've showed the directions about how to submit this a couple of times. So keep that in mind. Follow the directions. By the way, if your subject, as mine does, wears glasses, or your father has a beard, or somebody wears jewelry or something like that, you'll need to put all those features in, as well as you see my model has this what's known as a plaid shirt on. I'll have to finish the plaid shirt on this side, and once I get all these other features in here, it should start really looking like the subject matter. So I look forward to your submissions. I think you're going to do just fine. Keep in mind that when you're drawing, there is no rush. You can have a couple different pencils if you want, erasers and so forth, and you can work at your own pace, provided of course that your subject is able to stay for you. So finish watching this video. This morning, earlier, I posted 5 different videos of the last 5 videos that I did. This is video number 6. The reason that I posted the 5 videos this morning was to give those students who are just joining us an opportunity to see all of the videos that were posted, and anybody that needed a refresher on some of the ways to produce one of these portraitures. And I also posted a picture of the set of directions. So if you need to watch all the videos, look at the post before this post and then follow the directions, which, by the way, when you submit your submission, you turn it in. Let me see if I have that with me. Yeah, I happen to have it with me. You don't need to write these things next to your work. You just need to submit the 4 different photos of what you're be submitting. So Okay, we're at 15 minutes video so far. I'm going to continue to work on this. You'll see it a little bit more the next time. You see the little smudging I have on my fingers here? That's fine. That's what happens to artists. And as I mentioned, I will finish, well, not finish, but I will continue working on this. So when you see me the next time here, you'll see a little bit more towards completion. Second and third graders, you don't have to put shadow in. But when you finish this, you can start turning in your work. I will be announcing when everybody can turn their work in very shortly. So I look forward to some very creative art portraitures. Okay, thank you.